Welcome to another episode of the Hot Seat. As you can see, we already knee deep into this thing.
But you know who in America didn't think that goofy shit?
Marcus. Okay, I'm gonna go on my tangent.
So here's my issue with Draymond Green, though, amongst other things. I don't think he has the right to make that statement. I'm not gonna say it.
If y'all had to guess.
I don't hate him, but I don't like him a lot.
That's the
Anyway.
hot seat right there.
I don't know. I was trying to. Can we cut that and come back?
No. We keeping that shit.
Okay, so that's the one I'm using.
5.1. You can't just pick the one that's high.
Yes, I can. They're both my brackets.
No, he's 5th out of 4. Y'all bullshit. That's I still not. That's funny. That's the funniest thing in the world. Hey man, we had a game 7, and I hate to say this, but I'm gonna start it off by saying this. Shout out to my brother. I'm gonna give you first dibs at the mic, Marcus, because you were the only person. Because you officially picked. I know I was speaking up for them, but I did not actually pick them. You officially picked. So you got it, my boy. Game 7. Game 7. You sticking to the prediction? Are you nervous? You nervous?
Oh, nah, man, I'm never nervous, brother. Never nervous. Yeah, we sticking to it, man. I'm not sure how it goes and other picks and all that shit, but no, we gonna stick. We gonna stick with it. Like if they get blown out, they get blown out. I honestly, I would have rather seen them win in 6 because tonight is gonna be tough. Tonight is gonna be
Yeah.
That's a tough building. That's a tough environment. The only advantage I think that Indiana has, and this is gonna sound crazy, is Rick Carlisle. They have Rick Carlisle, and I think Rick Carlisle. Draymond said something about it on his podcast. I was checking it out on Thursday. I think Rick got another move, and if it works, it doesn't mean that it's gonna work, but I think he has another adjustment.
He
If
ain't
it
done.
works, if the game is close, I absolutely love Indiana.
See,
If it
that's why I agree. That's
Yeah,
why
you
I
know what
agree.
I
They
mean.
ain't close. They ain't scared.
No,
They
no,
ain't
they're not
scared
scared at
at
all.
all.
No.
No.
No, so I'm sticking with the Pacers, man. I said 6, but hey, everybody the two best words in sports, Game 7. Everybody loves a Game 7, so
Listen, Jay-Z said it best, man. Pressure bust pipes. Listen, and at the end of the day, it's gonna be. I don't know at what point in time in the game. I really hope this is not a blowout. Like there is a scenario in which this is not close after the first quarter, and I really hope that's not the case. So we're gonna speak like it's not. Here's what I will say is this: like Pascal Siakam been there before. He's been there. You know what I'm saying? And honestly speaking, the rest of these boys, you look at them. I don't know. Rick Carlisle's been there before, right? So you have leadership in that locker room that tell that who know what to expect in a game 7. I'll say this: they don't know they're not supposed to be winning this game. What I have noticed from Oklahoma City is if them shots ain't falling, shit can get different. Shit can get real different if them shots ain't falling. I don't know. I'm still debating on who I'm going with. I know who you going with, Marcus. Drew, who you picking? You betting tonight? Are you? Well, we'll get to that. We're not even.
You know I'm betting tonight. I don't even understand the question. Now I'm still with OKC. To Marcus's point, I think if it was a close game, they might be in trouble. My only issue with OKC is I think they're the better team on paper. They just forget it sometimes. Juan's point, when the shots aren't falling, they just keep shooting the bitches. What pissed me off about them the last game, well, not the blowout, the game before that they lost. They played a 2-man game. Like they quit going to anybody else. It was Williams and SGA. Like they took like 20 of the last 23 shots, only because they got doubled. You're not gonna win like that. And if they play like that tonight, I think the Pacers will win. They got to play big. They got to play fast. They got to get to the basket. Quit settling for jump shots. And again, when they're not falling, keep driving and
So what
stop
do you
passing the
do?
ball to each other, shooting them damn jump. Say again.
All right. So what do you do? Let's do this. Let's switch it. You're Indiana. You're in the locker
Right.
room. Clearly, OKC's the favorite for tonight. They're home. Game 7. What has to happen for the W, Marcus? What has to happen? Since you picked them. Because here's my theory. Here's my thought process. When I said I picked Oklahoma City in 6, and the reason I picked Oklahoma City in 6, I said there were 2 games that Indiana was going to win. They was going to win the game where Oklahoma City wasn't shooting well, and they were going to pull it out, and they were going to win the game where they just go ballistic from 3.
Mm.
They ain't had that game yet.
Well, they had
Which
a
one? From
that's
three?
game
Oh,
6,
oh, they
yeah.
did.
Yeah, game
They
No,
did.
game
but look
6.
at the percentages. Look at the percentages. Look at the percentages. They had a good second half. What I'm saying is, Indiana is capable of having a game from wire to wire where they go ballistic and shoot 50+% from the 3.
If you're up by 30, you went ballistic.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I give you that. Okay, so okay, well then answer the question and tell me this then. Okay, so what do they got to do to win the game? What has to happen for Oklahoma, not Oklahoma, for Indiana to win the game?
I think it's the bench. Like your starter's going to be your starter. I think if their bench outperforms OKC's bench, OKC's in trouble. They got to play fast. They can't slow it down. And my issue with OKC is they don't play their bigs consistently. Hartenstein will come in and play 2 minutes to let what's his name Chet
Check,
Chet get
check.
like Chet get some water or some shit. Come right back in. Play your
Well,
big.
Hartenstein can't guard Obi Toppin.
I get he
The way
can't.
Obi Toppin been playing in this series, at least, that's all.
I get he can't guard. Obi Toppin also cannot guard Hartenstein. If you he can't. He offensive. I'm telling you, he will get in foul trouble. Because here's the thing: Hartenstein is good on the boards, right? Offensive rebounds. He gonna kill him down there, but they don't play him. He has to shoot also.
You
In the
know they
last
never
series,
do
Hartenstein was putting up shots.
You know they
Huh?
never gonna call a play for Isaiah Hartenstein.
Not even calling a play for him, but he's better off pick and rolls than Chet is. He's better off creating space. He has better court vision. They got to trust him to play. And again, in the last series, he was scoring. He
Here's the
averages 2.5 assists per game. He sees the floor also. They just won't play him, and he will not attempt to
he
score.
can't defend the perimeter. Both of Indiana Isaiah, even though
He's
not
better in
Isaiah,
the perimeter than what you think he is.
Miles
Trust
Turner
me.
ain't been playing good, but Miles Turner can take him off the perimeter. Obi Toppin can take him off the perimeter. Pascal Siakam can take him off the perimeter. So at some point in time, everything that you're saying can be true, but if you can't defend the people that's on the court, we got a problem.
But they also got to defend you. It goes back and forth. Somebody will get in foul trouble. You're right. They have to defend both ways. If you taking him out because he gets blown by once or twice, you're gonna lose. Again, you need him for the boards. You cannot lose a rebounding game. You can't.
No, you
Not to
can't.
that team. You got to trust them to play. And again, what was that? I think maybe did they lose? They lost game 2, right?
Yeah, or Indiana. It's been back and forth. I don't think
So I
anybody's
think they
won.
lost game 2.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch the fourth quarter of game 2, like the last 5 minutes, they didn't have a big on the floor, and they didn't score. They could not. They could not rebound offensively. They were getting killed on the boards, and the Pacers were scoring. You cannot not play your bigs. I hate small ball. I don't like it.
Okay, but let's analyze it though. Okay, so if you hate small ball, but
Mm-hmm.
let's look at Indiana's bigs. Pascal Siakam, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
He's a versatile big. I mean, he's not. He can play on the
He is a
perimeter.
versatile big, correct.
Okay, you got Miles Turner who can shoot the 3. He ain't been playing well, but he has
He's
perimeter game.
streaky as shit. Go ahead. And he cannot defend. Go ahead.
Cool, but he has that. Cool. Then you
Mm-hmm.
have Obi Toppin, who is athletic as hell,
He is.
and he has decided to be aggressive in this series.
I agree.
Here's the problem with what you're talking about. Offensively, that sounds great. That
Mm-hmm.
means that would be great if Isaiah Hartenstein was one of your top 2 or even 3 scorers. You don't have the ability to take time out to try to establish him to get other people in foul. He is not a part of your offensive plan. So what you're doing is what you say. Let me. I'm about to wrap it up. I promise. I'm about to get wrap it up. You're basically going away from your game plan to try to pinpoint a possible mismatch when on the other side, those people are in the regular rotation for the Indiana, so they're not taking away from what they normally do offensively. That's all I'm saying.
Here's why I don't agree. I think they changed their game plan for the Pacers and it's not working. Look at the last series. Hartenstein was averaging 8 rebounds and I think 10, 12 points. They took him out of the offensive rotation. He was playing against the Joker and he was scoring. Joker's not good offensively. I mean, good defensively either. But
He's a
again,
different
they would
player,
put him
though.
in, but they would put him in pick and rolls, and he was getting to the basket. And that little floater he has, he's not shooting any of those. They changed their game plan for the Pacers, in my opinion, because the last two series, offensively, he was getting up 8 shots a game. Now he's getting like maybe 2 or 3. He can score if you allow him to score.
Again, he is not a part of their game plan to, hey, we got to
No, I
get.
get it. I'm
But then
saying
also,
he has to be on the court. In my personal opinion, if he's
okay,
not on the court tonight, at least 20 minutes, they don't win the game.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I guess what I'm asking, though, is
Mm-hmm.
because Joker's a different player. He might be the best
Right.
player in the world, but he's unathletic. He's going to be in one spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a different person to
Joker's
defend.
not in one spot, though, but he has to defend the Joker also.
But
The
what I'm
Joker is
saying
a
is,
versatile big man.
no,
The
no, but
Joker
he's
has
not.
post move. I get what you're saying.
Think about your
Joker has.
feet. Think about your feet. You're not gonna.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna roll by you. So if you look at the contrast of the big man for Indiana
Mm-hmm.
versus Joker, that's a different defensive assignment.
Hardenstein is
That's
not a
all I'm
slow
saying.
big man.
I'm not.
I think that's what you're missing. Hey,
Okay.
he's not. He's not a slow big man. He's not. He's not the Joker. He can defend. Is he the best big defender? No, but he can defend. You have to trust your big man. Otherwise, what's the point of having him?
That's true. I don't blame you. You're right. All right. So okay. So that's what Drew says. Isaiah Hartenstein is the X factor tonight. Um, Marcus, who's your X factor? If Indiana's gonna win, we doing it. If Indiana wins, who's your X factor?
The bench. The
Okay.
bench is the X factor. Every game has been won by the team whose bench plays the best. Uh, Game one, Indiana outscored them. Game two, OKC, and so on and so on. So if Obi Toppin comes to play, I hope he does because I got him for 10.5 points tonight. But if he comes to play, um, if McConnell is effective and they can stay out of foul trouble, I think early foul trouble is going to kill this game. If Shea is at that line 10 times in the first half, it's probably going to turn out to be a blowout and they're going to be celebrating by the third quarter. But if Indiana can somehow play good defense, they don't have to necessarily force turnovers. I kind of disagree with Drew a little bit about the rebounding thing. Yes, they can't get smoked on the boards, but I've kind of looked at it statistically. It's been games that OKC has lost the rebounding thing, and they've actually won the game. I think what happens is the turnovers off points and the offensive rebounds. So I'm not disagreeing with Drew. I think it's the offensive rebounds is really the key. Whoever is getting more shots at the basket, they're controlling pace. So I like Indiana again, but their bench has to play. I don't think it's on Halliburton. Siakam has to be Siakam. Neesmith and those guys, they have to play well. Turner has to play well, but those guys can all play well and they get no production off their bench, they're gonna lose. They have to
I
score.
agree.
They have to get points off the bench
I
No,
for
agree.
I
them.
agree.
I like that. For me, I think it's three people: Siakam, Neesmith, and Nimhart. Straight backs. Straight backs got to have a hell of a game. No, defensively, though, Nimhart has to have a solid game defensively. When they won Game 6, and in the games, I would say Game 4 as well, that later in the series, they figured out Neesmith does the best job out of anybody on there, because, not Neesmith, Nimhart does the best job out of anybody on that team in defending Shea. Neesmith gets cooked by Shea. I don't know why, whatever it is. So if Nimhart can have a solid defensive game and stay out of foul trouble, right, and hit open shots, that's his job. Stay out of foul trouble, hit open shots. Neesmith has to be able to defend
Jay
man.
Williams.
Excuse me. Um, he can't drop 40. Right, he
Nah,
just can't. That can't happen. He can't drop 40, right? And then Pascal Siakam has to score the basketball. I don't know how healthy Halliburton,
cool.
excuse me, Jesus. I don't know how healthy Halliburton's leg is. He seemed to be fine. I'm pretty in Game 6. You just don't know, and you don't know how that affects him offensively. So I think Siakam has to come out aggressive offensively so that they don't start off behind, and then they put pressure on themselves. That's me. But Harold, did you know there's a basketball game tonight?
Hey, look, man, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I understand, brother. I understand. Do you have
Hey,
any
look, but
predictions?
I do wanna say for the record though, I had earlier in the shows, I did take Pacers and Thunder, and I did say Thunder. So I just want to let you know that
Wow.
I am still on pace.
Sort of thing.
My bracket's still alive.
You said
I
Thunder
just
and
want to
seven?
let you know,
That's
huh?
funny.
You said
Now I
Thunder
went
and
Thunder.
seven?
I went Thunder in six, but a
Your
lucky
bracket's still
bounce,
alive,
a
but
lucky
different.
bounce in game one, a lucky shot. I would have knocked down six, but I just want
So
to let you know that I'm still pulling, not even pulling.
you
I'm
still
pulling
root
for
for?
a quick game. The quicker the game, the quicker it gets over. But
I don't want
I'm
that.
still I'm
Do
still
you have
pulling.
something to do? Do you have something to do in the morning?
Oh, I gotta get the football season. What you talking about? We gotta get this over with.
In the morning? In the
Uh,
morning,
Hey
you better.
man,
Tonight, later,
that's
11
funny.
o'clock. They
He
have
said as soon
until
as that
11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
he
and
said
then
as soon as that shit
then the
over.
NBA is
Cal
over.
say, Cal say the clock switches over. Can we at least get through the draft? Can we at least get through the draft later on this week? The draft is this week, Harold.
Which is crazy, right? Okay. You know what? That just goes
No,
back
speak
to
your
my
mind. I feel like
whole.
you was passionate. No, I want you. I want to hear this. Go for it. You got it.
So,
He's upset.
A little bit.
Clearly,
A little
so
bit.
Yeah,
clearly.
I
you
thought
have the
that
floor,
I
my
thought
brother.
that I thought the WNBA draft was quick, and I guess this kind of goes back to this kind of rolls right into, and you can take it over or whatever. This goes right into the trade that just went down. With
Mm-hmm.
all these picks, it's like what was it? 10 second round picks, 5 second round. So it's like
5.
113. It's
yeah, it's
113.
like I'm
5.
trading away. I give you Drew and 15 third round picks. You see what I'm
Was that
saying?
was that a shot
But
at
if
Drew? I don't know.
Nah, Drew is. At the end of the day, everybody should be playing. So
you're gonna need the shooter.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's basically it's just crazy when I saw as far as the collateral when you're talking about 8 picks for one person. I, when you're talking about 8 picks for one person, how many people on the team? 12, right?
12.
Okay,
12.
so how many of those 12 you would say is in your actual rotation of playing? 10?
Eight in the
Pro-
regular, eight to
8?
10 in the regular season,
So
7 to 8 in the playoffs. Yeah,
Yeah, that feels right.
normally.
so
Now
they
these teams
just
are kind of different, but normally.
Mhm.
so they just essentially traded a whole team for this person.
But you know what's funny, Harold?
Well, then let's go ahead and talk about it.
And
Let's hold on, but before we do this, because you introed it, so let's do this. Let's close out the conversation about because I want to let's go ahead and get into it.
Oh, I got one word. Three
Obviously,
letters. OKC.
okay.
Oh, I
Marcus,
thought you
we
wanted
know
my pick.
let's make it
no,
simple.
and I did, my brother. I appreciate that. You gave it
That's
to me. So Harold's going OKC. We already know Marcus going Indiana to protect his pick. Drew, where you at? Game
OKC.
7, OKC, and
He
I
did
have
all
an
that and still
exception.
don't have his
I'm,
pick.
I
Dang.
don't. I
I
don't.
have an
I'm going with
exception
my
though.
heart. I'm going with my heart. I'm going with my heart. I'm going Indiana, man. I'm rooting
Oh,
for them boys.
Who did you
I'm
pick for the series? Did you even pick somebody for the series?
he picked OKC.
You're aggressive. I already said I
Yeah,
was
he
going
went
He
OKC.
he picked OKC.
Bruh, how you
That was
start?
very
How you
aggressive.
start? How you
I was
start the
saying.
series picking one
And he
team,
picked OKC.
and now
I
you
lost.
going Indiana?
It's
Game
over.
7 too, right?
I get the reset. Once
And he
you
said one of
lose,
It's
you
not
get the reset.
over. The series is
No,
not over.
right.
No, my
You
pick is
haven't
over.
lost. You
Bro, I
picked
said
OKC.
in 6. I'm not like Harold. Harold picked it in 6, but he's decided that he's going to extend his. I personally,
I mean, listen, nobody can knock you for the games. Okay, nobody can knock you for the
right.
games.
So once it
The
was after
team that
6,
win,
you start your bracket
once
back
it was
over.
after 6, Harold, I
yeah,
reset. I reset.
like yeah, I
He's
respect that. I respect that. But you gonna have to stick with OKC, brother. They still playing. That's
But
your
how does
pick.
that look when I'm rooting for? Like I'm going to root for them. Like
Well,
that's
you
fine.
just do
That's
that. You
fine.
do that personally off camera, man. On camera, man. I'm not allowing you to do this, though. You're not switching the pick in the
all
middle of the
right,
series, though.
all right. Well, I mean,
He,
I have to honor that. I'll honor it. You know what? I'm gonna
That's
because
honor it.
all.
he said that shit like it was more than two teams playing.
So,
Like he just chose the other team.
all right,
Right,
guys,
right,
Wow.
Right.
Uh,
go OKC. I guess. All right,
Oh,
all
I
right.
got
But anyway,
Great.
All right, Harold, I'm gonna throw it back to you. We was talking about the trade. NBA basketball. There's a 1 week. Harold, I'll ask you to give us 1 week. This episode and maybe next episode because we gotta talk about the draft. After that, we can fully immerse ourselves in the football. So we appreciate
Oh,
you. I think. Can you give us one of those round of applause? You have an applause in your soundtrack? Because I appreciate you for showing up, talking about something that you have zero interest in, at least providing what you can, sir. So I thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
I appreciate it. I don't want it to go unnoticed. I don't. But anyway, so let's talk about the trade, right? Kevin Durant has officially, well, unofficially, it cannot be official until I think the league year starts on July 6th. So
Hmm.
within principle, they've agreed to a deal. The Phoenix Suns have agreed to a deal to trade Kevin Durant, 37-year-old, I would say first ballot Hall of Famer, top 10, 15, we'll go that route, player in NBA history, to the Houston Rockets. And so you would think there's a lot of players and things that have been traded, So it's not. So let's go over that. In the trade, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm sorry, Jesus. I'm back in the finals. The
Oh,
Phoenix Suns have traded Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, most notably as
don't do
what's
that.
old name?
Don't do
yeah.
that.
Point.
Don't do that. That's not what
Don't
he's
do
going
that.
to play for.
I'm
Uh,
sorry.
don't do that.
Don't do that.
It's fine. I was just
Uh-huh.
emphasizing the little
I
bit they
got you.
got. Right. Jalen
Uh,
Green, Dylan Brooks, and 17 second round picks. I think officially it was
five.
five first
right.
round. I'm sorry, second round. Yeah, 5 second round picks. They did get the first round pick for this week's draft, which was the Marcus. Do you know what pick that was? I can't remember exactly.
It's the 10th pick.
10th. The
10th pick
10th.
of the draft. The 10th pick of the draft this year. They got five in second round picks. We're not going to go through all the years. It's just a lot of picks. A lot of picks, and then Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks. Who won the trade? First of all, let's start
Uh,
there.
Phoenix. You
Phoenix.
traded a you traded a
Okay,
37-year-old
I'm
Kevin
interested. Go ahead.
Durant who had 1 year left in his contract. He was going to leave next year regardless. You won't get
To
shit
go
for him.
to go where?
It doesn't matter. He wasn't going to play Phoenix anymore.
Flow, retire.
That part. So again, you trading an aging player. We missed the play in this year, not the playoffs. We missed the play in this year. They were not winning with him. Again, you know what I mean. You know how hard it is to miss the play in,
Oh, it's pretty tough. That's
brother.
10th. 10th.
So, and to me, it's a great trade for Phoenix because Phoenix gave up so much to get him and Bradley Bill, right? I think prior to this trade, Phoenix didn't have another draft until like 2028, 2029. But they gave up all their draft picks for the next 3, 4 years, getting some capital back. For Houston, to me, it's stupid. You gave up your future. Jalen Green, again, he's inconsistent now, but he's young. Dylan Brooks is a dog. You don't know who's going to be in these next couple drafts. Again, at best, Kevin Durant has 2 more
Calling
years.
people have roster space for it, bro. He ain't got no spot.
Granted,
He's not gonna
no,
play.
I get that, but you don't know who coming. So you get an aging Kevin Durant who is injury prone now, and he's older. So I'm not that it's no fault of his own. He's older, but he's aging now. They're not a contender next year. I don't see it. Not in the West.
I disagree, but go ahead.
No, no, not. They'll make the playoffs. They're not a contender to win it all in the West next year. You
No,
can
I know what
disagree all you
I
want.
know what I know what contender means.
Okay, hey, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say you're wrong, brother. But no. So they're not gonna win it next year, and at most he has 2 more years. I don't think it was a good trade for Houston, but I love it for us.
All right. Okay. Well, Drew told us how he really felt. Go
Hmm?
ahead, Marcus. What you got? What you got on this one?
Um, it's as of right now, they both lost the trade, honestly. But I would say long term, I think Phoenix won. Short term, Houston can turn this into a ring if you have another move. I just don't know if they have another move. Um, Dylan Brooks, as much as we joke and laugh, and he's does goofy shit all the time. That's a solid wing defender who can
Hell
shoot
yeah.
the ball.
Hell yeah.
And what you got back for him was an all-time great at 37. You got rid of your future as far as Jalen Green is concerned, and now you have Fred Fleet. You got the foreign kid at center. I forget his name right now. Sigon.
Single 6'11",
Yeah,
single.
yeah, great player. But you're matching that. It's almost like you got rid of a large portion of your offense, and it's like, are you going to ask Kevin Durant to go out here and get you 25 to 30 points every night? Because if that's the case, yeah, that's a recipe for failure. Not saying that he can't do
But
it.
do you think that's what they asking?
I mean, you just traded away your scoring. You just traded away
No,
Jalen Green averages a dub, bro. That's a
bro.
dub.
They got Amen Thompson. They got Jabari
Aman
Smith.
Thompson
They
does
got
not
Fred
average
VanVleet.
over 15 points a game.
But he okay. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm not saying
14.
he's not a good player. I'm talking about strictly scoring the basketball. They play
Okay.
in the West. They have to get up and down. You have to be able to fight these teams like the Dallases and the Lakers and the OKCs. And I don't give a damn how good an athletic
Hold
Amen Thompson is until he actually starts scoring and saying we can say he's averaging 18 a night or 20 a night. You basically traded away Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green. That's about close to 40, maybe 45 points a night. Those are two starters. And who, again, Houston might make another move, which will make this move ridiculous. But as of right now, if you're asking Kevin Durant to do that, you gambling a lot, and it could pay off. He could stay healthy the entire year, no problems. But when he goes down, what happens? If he
Let
goes
me
down,
know.
how you gonna score the
But you
ball?
know, no, no, but you know what I think is really going on. Listen, I'm sitting here looking at the roster, so I'm gonna go over the roster, right? I'm gonna go over the roster because I fundamentally disagree with everything y'all saying. But I hear you. I'm not even saying
Mhm.
what you're saying is crazy. I'm looking at it from a different perspective. Maybe I should say that, right? Because I hear you. I hear you. That's a lot of points that you have to get rid of. And no, I don't think they should be depending on Kevin Durant to carry them in the points totals. To get rid of that. Here, however, let's do a couple things. Marcus, tell me, Amen Thompson ain't take a jump this year.
A big jump, huge jump,
A huge jump.
huge jump.
Can we, at minimum, say with more opportunity, it's possible that he could do more?
Absolutely.
So if we say that, and then we say, okay, we have a Kevin Durant. You know what Houston has now that they didn't have before? A closer. They have a closer, right? We have someone on the court that they can say, "Hey, I don't care what the hell is happening on this in this game," because he's older than 24. At some point in time, some people just got to be a little more experienced. Are you okay, Harold?
I gotta.
I'm
No,
good.
he's not. He's not. And check on him because a lot of shit happened just now. Harold,
You can mute.
hey Harold, put your arm
You
up.
can mute. Yeah,
I'm good to
I
go.
was trying to push through, but
Come
Oh
on, you're making a very good point now. And hey Harold, are you before you're okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
You need some juice?
Hey, nah,
Okay.
I was clearing my throat.
man.
I'm actually listening to what you guys are saying, and it's a
we
one
appreciate
stroke
it.
league in golf. So I don't know if you guys are watching
Go
that.
ahead and give us a
Who's in
report.
the
Give us a
league?
quick report. Give us a quick
Uh,
report.
so Fleetwood is 15 under, and Keegan Day is Keegan. What did I say? Keegan Day.
I'm about
Keegan
to say,
Thompson.
Brad.
yeah, Keegan talk. Yeah,
Keegan Bradley. Keegan
Brad.
Bradley is 14 under,
What's up?
and
What are they? The
they
are they
Travelers?
matched together?
Keegan Bradley, yeah, the Travelers, and they're
Okay.
both on the 16. So bottom line, it was two stroke lead. Now it's like one stroke. So I'm here.
Well, do us
So
a favor.
it
Do us
looks
a
like
favor.
I'm back and forth, but I'm
Keep us
listening to what you
updated.
guys are saying.
Well, thank you for updating
No,
me, brother. I'm turning my
no,
TV as we speak.
yeah, keep us updated. I'm about to switch mine too. All right, so boom. So peep this though, right? Peep
Come on,
this.
real quick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you
You got
incorporate
it.
this in your response you're about to make? So
Okay.
you brought up the closer, right?
Right.
All right. Offensively, do you think Houston got better? One with this trade, getting KD. Because again, you had Devin Booker and KD on the same team. Didn't make the play in for one. Secondly, Houston got
That too.
worse defense. No, hold
Pause.
on. They got worse defensively. KD at this age is not a defender. You lose Dylan Brooks. KD is not a defender. So you may have a better closer, but you have somebody who cannot defend the way he used to. So again, you have to. He's a
But they got to
closer
read
in a
Shepard.
tight
They
game,
got to read
huh?
Shepard. They got to read
Say again.
Shepard. Because who? Okay, can I ask you a question? Okay, no, you
Go for
finish
it.
it. No, you
No,
finish
no,
it.
go.
I think say go for it.
Well, that was essentially it. I don't
So
think
okay,
Houston got better
I,
with this trade.
I think y'all are not wrong in your evaluation of Kevin Durant. I think for me, I don't look at them
So,
asking as much as what y'all are saying they're going to ask him for. So that's just my opinion. I think they have. So if you look at the roster for the Houston Rockets, they got Fred VanVleet, they got Reed Shepard. Okay, Reed Shepard's a solid defender, right? So now let's really just boil down to the five people that'll be on the court at the time, right? You
Go
got
for it.
Amen Thompson, you got Jabari Smith Jr., you got Steven Adams on that, you got Sengun who's on that team. You got a lot of players who are at least 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", and 6'11". You know how I feel. I'm real prejudiced about my height when it comes to NFL. So I mean NBA. So to me, what I see, and maybe it's me being optimistic, what I see, and then you got Ime Udoka, who coached with Kevin Durant while Kevin Durant was in Brooklyn. So they already have a report. Number two, outside of him trying to, sleep with whoever was in the front office of Boston, he had them right there on the brink too. Right? Ime Udoka knows how to coach, fucking I'm gonna say it, young black basketball players. Right? So let's just start there. So I don't anticipate him having an issue figuring this out. But going back to specifically what you was talking about, what I'm saying is that I don't think, and if they are, I could be wrong, and I think that's probably going to be a mistake. But I don't think they're looking to have Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is filling the gaps. Kevin Durant is giving them. Think about it, they were the number 2 seed in a season where the
Mhm.
West was a little convoluted. So were they a true number 2 seed? I don't know. But they
No,
got bounced in the second round. I mean, the first round. So
right?
obviously they underachieved. So, but they're not a bad team,
No.
right? And they're a young team. What they don't have is, if you look at Oklahoma City, they don't have a guy that they can throw the ball to and say, "Hey man, we struggling right now. We need
Mhm.
this." Everybody on the team just got out of high school a couple years ago. So I think what happened was, Marcus, you're right. Dylan Brooks, great perimeter defender and scores the basketball. Jalen
Green,
Smith, Green. I'm sorry,
Green.
Jesus. Jalen
green.
Green, really good athletic player. Guess what we have? Other really good athletic players. These players are redundant. So if I can take those two pieces, parlay them into, now it's a lot of picks. We can talk about the picks, but if we just take those two pieces, parlay them into Kevin Durant. Now my 2-year window is a real 2-year window because the West is getting it. So if I can play Kevin Durant 27 to 30 minutes a game, he averages 18 to 22 a game.
Mhm.
To me, that's enough to make a top 5 seed in the West with that team. And now you have a Kevin. And again, I wouldn't say that you should play him crazy because I think you should save him for the playoffs. But if you tell me that team with that coach with Kevin Durant makes the playoffs, I'm giving him a shot. I'm giving him a shot.
Did you say
I
top
got,
5 in the West?
I
That's
got,
what you
I
think they
got
are?
10. Marcus, I
I
heard
think
that.
Kevin
I got $10.
Durant, top six. I'll just say
I,
top six. I'll say a
I got,
non-playing team. I'll say a non-playing team. They
I got
have the
$10.
ability. I don't. They're not. They
That's
may not
fair.
do it, but the ability.
I
That's
got
fair.
$10.
Yeah.
I got $10.
I put 10 on it.
I got 10.
I
Top
I
six.
got a 100. Fuck
Top
this. I
six.
got a I got a 100.
I put 10 on top six.
I'll put it like this
Name the top 6 players. I mean the top. Name the next year, going into next year as of right now. Who would be your top 5 teams in the West?
in the West.
Five. Oklahoma City.
I'll
And
help.
this is
I'll
no,
help you out. I'll help you
no,
out.
no, no, no. I don't need help. You asked me a question. I don't
No
need help.
particular order, just
I'm,
No
top
I'm
five.
just
particular
making
order. This is
no
no order.
particular
This
order.
is
No
just
particular
yeah.
order.
I would go OKC. Dallas, I would put if Kyrie wasn't hurt. If Kyrie's hurt, so I'm gonna go OKC. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Denver. I'm gonna go Minnesota. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna say San Antonio. No, I'm not gonna put them there. I'm gonna go. Clippers will be in the mix. I'm gonna assume the Lakers are gonna address the big man. I'm gonna just assume, right? So this is just based on that. I'm gonna put the Lakers in that
That's
mix.
6 right there, right?
That's 5.
That's 5. Okay, well, you done.
Well,
Yeah.
I said top 6. I changed it to
Okay.
6. I
Okay.
changed it to 6. I said they. I said they. Listen. All I'm saying is with that team and they got Steven Adams coming off the bench. I personally think they're a legitimate contender to be out of the play-in. That's all I'm saying.
I
That's
don't
all I'm
think
saying.
that that's crazy. I just
Yeah,
feel like another move has to be made because again, and I'm just kind of looking over the stats here. Jalen Green averaged 21 points a game last year. Dylan Brooks was 14.5, so we're gonna put him up to 15. That's
you put
35 points. Both of them shot over 40% from the field. So that's 40. I mean, that's 30, what, 35, 36 points a night.
Mhm.
I'm not saying KD is, I am not at all diminishing KD. KD is KD. All right. Like,
I
yes,
get what
I
you're
agree with
saying.
Twan. He's a closer. But I just feel like Houston has to make another move because I feel like you gave up a lot of guys that you can play on a
A
Tuesday
lot
night
of
when you playing.
guys.
You gave
But if
up
they got,
guys.
let me ask you this: if they got some young guys, they said we need to see what these young guys are. If you had to give up two guys, let me say this: if you had to give up two guys, the two guys you gave up ain't the worst two guys on that team to give up.
I
That's all I'm
guarantee
saying.
that wasn't. I guarantee that wasn't by choice.
You
Yeah,
know what
no,
they
I,
Phoenix.
said?
they I
No. But
guarantee
you
they offered Cam Whitmore. I would have gave up Cam Whitmore before I'd have
maybe,
gave up
maybe.
Dylan
But what I'm
Brooks.
saying is, they
Hundred
also,
percent.
what Senate, Phoenix, what Phoenix also asked for? Jabari Smith Jr.
Yeah. Well, they
And
have
they
to
said
make the
no.
money has to match. The
So
money
my
has to
point
match.
being is they had a line that they weren't
Mhm.
going to cross. Jabari wasn't he there was a line that they weren't going to cross. Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green wasn't on the line.
I just think we
Also,
I think we diminishing Jalen Green just a little early, just a little bit.
I just
Jalen.
think it's redundant on that team. When they figured out what Amen Thompson was, they realized, okay, we don't need Jabari Green.
But A-Man Thompson ain't
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green.
Jalen
And
Green.
Jalen
But
Green ain't A-Man
he's more
Thompson.
well rounded. He's more well rounded than Jalen Green is.
He's not a better scorer.
I think he
Which is
is.
why I said
I
well
think he's
rounded.
the Amari Stoudemire of that team. I think his. I think
Amen
his
Thompson.
production is. I think his production is predicated off the guards on that team. He has not shown me an individual basket. He's not shown me individually that he can just make plays for himself. He's good defensively,
So if you
but
had to
his
pick,
offensive his offensive game is predicated on the guards getting the ball to him in action.
who you picking, Jalen Green or Amen Thompson? If
Just
you had to keep
just
one.
straight up.
Who you keeping?
It
You had to, what,
it
one of them had to be in this trade. Who you take? Who you giving up? You're not giving up Amen Thompson. You're not.
no, I'm keeping Amon Thomas.
That's
But
my point.
again, but that's it's not a clear cut answer. It depends on the team. What does that team specifically need? So in that regard, I love Fred Van Vliet is running the point on that team. Okay, he's gone right. Who's the two now? KD.
The
Who's the
two
two?
guard or the number two player?
No, who's the two guard on that team now?
Oh, I don't know. It's not going to be KD, obviously, but I don't know.
That's my point. So
They got
who's your
six
score?
people on that team from 6'6" to 6'8". They can
But
figure out who's
to
going to
Marcus's point, but who's the scoring guard now?
It's either out of Cam
KD.
Whitmore or
And
KD
me,
Cam
and
Whit
Shepard.
Amen Thompson.
and
KD and
Cam
Amen
Whitmore
Thompson.
ain't it?
No, I'm answering the question.
I
KD,
guarantee you.
Amen Thompson will be the primary scorers on that team next
I
year.
guarantee you, Cam. I'm not Cam. I guarantee you, Amon Thompson's scoring comes down this year. Put money on it.
How do you? That don't even logically make sense to me. If Marcus just said we took away
Hmm.
most of the scoring, so the
Hmm.
shots are available. Right now, of course, KD gonna take a lot of them, but
Did you
KD
watch
has
Houston play
never
this
been.
year?
I don't know. Hold on. KD has never
Hmm.
been a volume shooter. He hasn't. Marcus, am I lying?
Nah, he's a pretty efficient guy.
Did
So
you
it's not
watch?
even really
I'm explaining it. Did you watch Houston play this year?
some. Yeah.
Okay. What plays did you see Amon Thomas create for himself individually and just score the
I'm
ball?
so Ricky, Drew. I'm
My,
not.
I'm not.
There's
But
potential there. I
the
think
point
it's
I'm
something.
making is this. The point I'm making is this. Katie's not gonna play every night, right?
I
No.
don't think
If
that's
Amon Thomas is your primary, if Amon Thomas is your primary scorer on certain nights, you're gonna have teams game planning for that. I
can I
guarantee
I
you.
don't think that's the answer. I think he's going to. I think when I said leading scorer, I didn't necessarily mean primary scorer. I didn't mean answer.
No, no, no.
Can I
I'm
answer?
saying
Can
on
I answer
certain
later?
nights. No, no, no. I'm not saying I'm with you on that. I'm saying on certain nights because Katie cannot play every night. So
Well, at
when
least
your
he can't
primary
do minutes every night. I agree. Okay, cool. I'm
so when
with
your
you.
primary scorers on those certain nights are going to be Fred Van Vliet, I hate his name, and Amon Thomas, you're going to have teams. I hate saying his name, but you're going to have teams game planning for that, and it's a much easier to game plan for Amon Thomas than it is Jalen Green. Jalen Green, he's inconsistent. but there are nights where he'll go for 50.
Can I
You are
ask you a
never
question?
going to see
Who's the
Amon
better?
Thomas go from. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I cut you
No,
off.
no,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't. No, I didn't. What you're saying. Go ahead.
So who's the better defender?
Amon.
Okay, so let's start there. Amen is a better defender. Can Amen
Yep.
score the basketball? That's all I'm asking. Can he score? Yes or no?
Yeah, he can score. He can
Okay,
score.
But
cool.
that's
It's
not
not a
it. But
comparison. It's not a comparison.
no,
I'm
but it
just
is. But
no,
how
it's not.
many though?
I'm making the
Nigga,
point.
I can hit a jump shot. How many points
No,
are you scoring?
let me at least make the point. Let me at least make the point.
Go
The point I'm making. Okay, let me give you a prime example. James Harden.
ahead.
James Harden in Oklahoma City was sixth man of the year.
Yep.
But based on his role on that team, he could only be but so great based on the role he had on that team. Right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
He
Correct.
went to Houston and turned into James Harden. For
Mm-hmm.
better or worse, he
Mm-hmm.
definitely elevated himself, right? So we can't sit here and act like there's no world in which, hey, when you eliminate someone who is in front of the other person and this person gets more opportunity, there's more. I'm not saying he's going to score 50, but I also know they don't need him to score 50. Look at the Indiana Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the Halliburton's? He's the guy on the Indiana Pacers. He barely
Correct.
drops 20 points a game. They are not designed, and I'm not saying they are, but I can see a scenario in which they're building a team that's not built on one individual score. But they also realize, hey, we need a nigga that in case none of this shit don't work and these young dudes ain't scoring, we need a nigga we can go give him the ball 25 times, he can go drop 50.
I think in two.
And
No, I'm
he's
not
also
disagreeing with you. I
he's a
think in
decent
2 years. I
decent
think in
person.
2 years he's that player. I don't think he's that player with KD
I'm
on
talking
that
about
team.
KD.
Oh shit, no.
What you
Again,
mean? KD every now and then can't drop 40?
no.
What are you
Hey,
talking about?
brother, pull up KD's average from last year.
Bro, that's not what I
No, no, no,
asked you.
no. But
If you don't
I'm
think
not.
KD
I'm not
will
saying
drop
he can't
40,
do it 3 times in a season. What I'm saying is this.
you being
I
disrespectful.
think
You
I
being
think
disrespectful.
we're giving KD credit for being Golden State KD.
Bro, that's
Hey,
not what I'm doing.
you are, but you don't think you are. What is
So you're
Go
telling me
back and look at
KD
KD's
can't drop
production.
40.
No,
Are you
look
saying
at
KD
Katie.
can't
Look at
drop 40?
Katie's production in Phoenix.
I'm
You're
asking you a
looking at
question.
go. I can't hear you. Go ahead.
You're telling me KD can't drop 40 10 times in a season.
That he won't. I put money. He won't.
That's not what I asked you.
Sean, I can.
Versus can't, two different
You're
things.
doing
I'm
a
asking you, do
hypothetical.
you
No,
not?
you're doing a
No,
hypothetical.
it's not
I would
hypothetical.
never
Based
say
on
he
what you've
cannot
seen
drop
in
40.
Phoenix.
I'm saying he won't.
I'm
Again,
asking you. So boom. So now,
go ahead.
if you think he can, because obviously you think he can, because you didn't say he can't. So if
Mm-hmm.
you think he can, you could also see a scenario in which Houston says, "Okay, cool, we got 8 guys on this team that we like." That cumulative of 8 to 10, whatever 9 guys that we like, all being most of them being under the age of 25, blah blah blah, this, that, and the third, got bounced out of the first round. Hey, guess what, guys? Dylan Brooks is great. Can I be honest with you? I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to nobody on this. Dylan Brooks is not going to be the key to you winning a championship and not winning a championship. I'm sorry. That's just
Mm-mm.
not going to be the answer to that question. And I'm not saying he ain't a good player. Marcus, I hear you. He scored. It ain't even none of that. What I'm saying is losing Dylan, ain't nobody ever said we lost Dylan Brooks so we don't got a shot no more. That ain't never happened
But
in
you
the
know how
history.
many teams said because we
Now,
got him, we
number
got
two,
better. But do you know how many teams have said
number
because we got him,
two,
we got better?
cool. You know what he is? He's a role player. He's a good role player, my G. And
No,
that's
he
what they
is
say about role players. And you know what
100%.
you know who I can trade KD for? Some role players. I promise you, ain't nobody ever said I'd rather have Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green for KD. Now, there's 37 second round picks. We can get into that conversation. All I'm trying to say is this.
Good.
Y'all act like KD is washed. The
No, I
point
don't.
Nobody
is
said
we'll
he
figure out the points.
Nobody said he was washed.
What I'm
was.
saying
You
is,
act like he's still in
yeah,
Golden State.
no,
It's
I
not the
didn't.
same.
I never said
But
that.
that's how
I
you're
said he can
talking
drop
about him.
40 10 times a season.
I said he
That's
won't.
literally
I didn't say
under
he
10%.
can't. I said he won't.
That's
Hey,
literally
brother,
just barely over
I
10%.
got $15.
All right, man.
I got 50, I got $15.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. That's enough. That's enough damn talking. You know how we end this shit? Make the bet. Make the
Fuck
bet.
it.
I got
10
Make the
15.
40s,
bet.
10
Make the
40s,
damn bet.
I'll run that. Run it. Run it.
I
Run
want.
it.
Don't
I
lose.
You
want some of that. I want some
You
of
know
that
what?
too now.
No, I'm not. One person gets you 2. I'm not giving y'all 250. I'm giving y'all 150.
We trying to
Y'all
double
can
up.
do 750 a piece or whatever it is y'all want to do.
So,
We're
so
gonna
Katie
make
has to, so for your bet, Katie is going to drop 40 10 times next
10
season.
times. 10 times.
40.
he only
Okay.
did it twice this year.
Hell,
I'm
ain't
going
no
to take
damn
it.
shit.
No, I'm going to take it. It's cool.
Ain't nobody asked you to say that shit.
I,
Thank you.
hey, you
Hey,
said look it up.
thank you,
I
best
didn't.
producer.
I didn't say look it up. I don't think I
Thank
said
you,
look.
sir. Thank you.
Listen, all I'm saying, and we'll close this one. We'll close this
Okay.
one. All I'm saying is this: if the argument is y'all lost Jalen Green and
Hmm.
Dylan Brooks, and that's the reason that this is a bad trade, I'm cool. I'm cool. I think they had a lot of young pieces, and I think some
Right.
of their young pieces are redundant. That's all I'm saying.
And I
All
won't
I'm
take that from you. I won't take that from you. I just think for me, and this, I'm gonna end it here. I just think that Houston traded away their future, to Marcus's point, to
Dylan
try to
Brooks,
win.
Jalen
Not
Green.
see, you're putting it on individual players.
Oh,
I'm
that's it.
saying, but the point you made just now was age, right? They're too young. You said the young and redundant.
Absolutely. This is a
They
win
have
now move. This is 100% a win now move.
100%.
Yes.
So they're trading it for an attempt to win now. Again,
But you
who's
don't
to
think they
say
have enough
Katie?
young players on that team to think if they, let's say it doesn't work, or if it does or it doesn't, in the next 2 years, they're still most of their good players are still going to be under 26, 27 years old.
But also, let's say Katie doesn't do an extension and he leaves after next year.
I think they're planning on him leaving. I don't think they want him on this team forever. I think they didn't want him on this team for 1 or 2 years. That's it. They do not want him no longer. I don't. My personal
Oh,
opinion.
that's a different story. Yeah,
I don't. I don't think this is a long term thing. This is a we got a shot
that's a different
and
story. And
let's make a run.
you're losing
We'll see.
cap too, though.
I mean, fuck that cap. Man, that's what they said in Oklahoma City. That's what my man. That's what he said in Oklahoma City. He's playing Game 7 tonight, so clearly he don't care about the cap. Fuck them picks.
They
Yeah,
under the cap.
Cool.
yeah. Hey, listen, your boy LeBron like that. That's what I call that foreshadowing. Um, but anyway, all right. So bet. So what are we betting tonight? We talked a lot of shit. We talked a lot of stuff going on. Drew, what are you betting tonight? Harold, let's get this theme music going.
Probably some shit that's not gonna hit. Let me find my. Wrote it down somewhere. Let me see.
Harold, Drew,
Uh,
what's your theme music? You got with it. Theme music.
Shit
We
didn't
have.
work out.
Oh shit.
Hey,
I was wrong, Twan. I've been on rugby. Well, not any. I don't know what this shit's called. What I'm saying is 3 hockey games. No, I was wrong. 1 tennis game and golf. I bet on too much shit. I overreached. Missed a one off.
you get
Hey,
totally
brother,
out.
I don't win that often. I appreciate that.
Everybody's okay. It's time for everybody's favorite segment, Mr.
That nigga forgot my name. Okay.
I'm about to say, you missed
No,
it.
I didn't. I thought my thing was red, but anyway, it's time for everybody's favorite segment, Mister. Hey, take what I bet and bet the opposite. Andrew, Mister Parlay Princess.
hey,
Brother, let's get it.
I heard about 4 bets already from him today. So,
Hey, oh,
and that was all
man,
involved the people on the call.
brother, I've been getting so screwed earlier. So for tonight, right? So they got SGA a little promo. So he one basket. All right. So
Okay,
TJ McConnell, we're gonna go with 1 3-point attempt. That's the line on that one. Jay Williams, I'm gonna go over 17 field goal attempts, and we're gonna do Chet 6 made field goals. So the line is 5.5. So I'm going to Chet with 6 made field goals.
that's it.
Yeah. Hey,
All right, so
bet
go
bet
ahead.
at
Go
your
ahead.
own discretion. I'm trying to get my
Give us
family
the
at the hood.
give us that rundown one more time, Drew. Give us the
Yes, sir.
rundown. That's one more
We got
time.
SGA for 1 field goal attempt.
Hmm.
Well, because that's a promo. TJ McConnell 1 3-point attempt.
Hmm.
That's a line on that. He's averaging, I think, 1.5 a game. We
Mhm.
got Chet at plus 5.5 and a half field goal made field goals, and we have Jalen Williams. I'm going to over 17 field goal attempts.
17.
Yep.
All right. Them
If you
last
look
two,
at
brother. Them last
only
two.
reason I say that because if you look at the last 3 games, the way the pace has been, the ball pressure on SGA full court press,
Yeah,
Jay Williams taking like 8 shots in the first quarter at the
he's
last
been
4 games.
he's been running point guard a little bit.
Yeah.
So for sure. All
So,
right. Well, hey,
hey
bet
man.
at your own risk. You know,
Oh
the
yeah.
parlay is here to provide guidance or a detour, whatever you want to call it. But
I have a problem. So when you acknowledge that, right?
uh,
You, you bet your own risk. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. A lot of times I don't. But
Listen,
that one time,
that one
I'm gonna
time
hit, and then you're gonna send an invite for the chat. I'm not gonna show up. That's how you're gonna know
quit the show. There you go.
I
You
made
ain't
it. I'm gonna text your boys later, but that's how you know I made it.
listen, man. All I'm gonna say is don't bet the rent money. Anyway, y'all. Good luck to everybody.
Hey man,
That route. But for what we've all been waiting for, the reason we are here today. Marcus said he had to do a different time, so I had to make sure Marcus was here because I had to make sure I had this conversation with my brother. Um, Listen, go ahead and smoke your little vape. Get yourself peaceful.
I've
All
been
I'm
at I've been at peace when I woke up this morning, brother.
praise God, praise God.
Praise God. Praise
Anyway,
God.
so in case you've been living under a rock, LeBron James on his what's the name of the podcast again?
Mind the pod.
Mind the Pod, yeah. That he has with Steve Nash now. Uh, Made some interesting comments. Harold, we got the comments.
Nah, didn't get it loaded. I'll drop it here
All
though.
right. We don't have them, guys. So basically, what he says, pause, go Google, look it up, come back. Anyway, basically, what he said was he is flabbergasted, appalled, does not
That what he
understand
said.
ring culture and why everyone is so, I would say, obsessed with how many rings great players have won. He mentioned players like Dan Marino, not winning a ring and saying things like we don't exit him from the conversation. He says thing. He's actually also mentioned Peyton Manning, how we don't exclude him, from the conversation. Are we going to say he's not as great as Tom Brady, this, that, and the third? And if I'm missing anything, please add it. But essentially, what his premise was this, and he mentioned AI and all these other players over the
Charles
course
Barkley. Yeah,
over the course of the years who were great, who just didn't win rings. But his premise was he doesn't understand. He's flabbergasted, appalled, taken back, if you will, with how we are so obsessed with ring culture and how we're so obsessed with grading players based on. He doesn't understand it. So I'm a wait. I'm gonna let anybody have anything to say about that. That's what I'll do. I'm not gonna. Anybody have anything to say?
you want to go first, brother?
Sure. Yeah,
I,
Okay,
anything. Okay.
absolutely. First of all,
okay.
for anybody listening to this show, and I'm not accusing anybody on the panel of not doing it, but you have to actually watch. The episode was an hour and I think 20 minutes long. That segment literally was 5 minutes.
Right.
A 5 minute segment. It was a question posed by a fan that actually watches the podcast. So they do a little segment, they answer questions. And the question was, why do you think the NBA is so obsessed with ring culture? Now, ESPN has been extremely funny, and it just proves whatever moves the needle is what they're going to talk about. Because here we are having Game 7 tonight. LeBron James didn't do this and say, "Oh, I'm gonna hold a press conference in the middle of the finals and say I'm retiring or I'm not retiring." He literally just went onto the podcast as he's been doing for the last 6 weeks with Steve Nash and answered a question. Now, the dynamics of that question, as our host so eloquently tried to articulate,
All I did was speak to what happened. That's
uh,
all. I'm.
inaccurately, he never said I'm flabbergasted. He never said I'm
He was,
appalled.
he was taken aback.
And he what he said was, I don't understand why it's the end all be all on grading players. And this is what people are upset about. It's not the message, it's the messenger. Because most people think that, oh, this is LeBron trying to make a case for the GOAT by getting people to think this way. I'll ask and pose this question. I just need a quick yes or no. Is the statement untrue that you should still give players flowers even if they don't win a championship? Yes or no? I don't need a longer. I just need yes or no going around the board. Yes,
Sure,
I
Mark.
yes.
say, I say
Sure,
yes.
Mark.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
Yep.
Now, what I feel about ring culture, and I said this on Front Office Podcast. Shout out to the Front Office Podcast. Ring culture was
Pause
created.
for 1 second. Harold, you got to golf. No. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Golf is go golf.
The front office podcast. But then also, yeah, the update on the golf. Keegan
Yeah,
Bradley just
yeah.
took the lead at the. Speaking of which, let me give you
This was just an update. I was
kind
keeping
of
Marcus
kind of
calm.
bittersweet. So the 18th hole, he just won on the 18th hole. Just beat Tommy Fleetwood on the 18th hole. He's celebrating right now. It reminds me of last Sunday, 1 week ago, going into the 18th. Sad person on the panel had a lead going into the 18th. Comes off the tee, goes under a tree. Limb is limb is like this low right here. Other person makes a wonderful shot right down the middle of the fairway. Second shot lands on the back of the green. Wins by one. All right. I got that off my chest. I've been holding that one for a week. Then
Oh,
he didn't
okay.
want to. Then we couldn't play this week, brother. So
Yeah, I know you tried to get me this morning, but we gonna get to it, man. But listen, real quick, I'm gonna wrap
Yeah,
my issue.
nah,
back to you,
you're good.
Marcus.
You're good to
The
go.
floor
But
is
nah,
yours.
it's a
The floor is
great,
yours,
great,
Marcus.
great match. Great
Yeah,
match.
I'm gonna wrap it up just by saying, honestly, I understand what people are saying. I personally
Mm-hmm.
believe that ring culture is created by the media. I don't think LeBron was trying to make a GOAT statement. Yes, the
Nah.
ultimate championship is to win a ring. It is. But Ryan Clark was so eloquent on his podcast when he was talking about, you know, LeBron James has a problem with more rings culture, and he knows if he never went to Miami, he would be nothing. That statement right there, that's an exact quote. That
Mm,
statement is what LeBron
mm.
was trying to fight the narrative. If he never won a ring, how can you say his career is nothing? It's nothing because he never actually won a ring. How many tackles did Tom Brady make in any of them Super Bowls he played in? Did
He
he rush
probably
the ball?
one or two because he threw a couple picks.
Okay, cool. But what I'm saying is, I think we
I'm
all can
joking. I'm
agree
joking. I'm
that a
joking.
championship is a
Yeah.
team award. Like, don't get me wrong, there are bus drivers and there are levels. I completely agree. There are levels. But I'm so sorry if I think that Tracy McGrady is way better than Steve Kerr ever has been in his life at the game of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Way better.
Nobody agrees with that.
You know what I'm saying? But nobody will lament that.
Who
There,
won't admit that?
Scottie Pippen and ESPN was so turned around by the statement that they invited Gilbert Arenas, Tracy
I saw that.
McGrady,
Yeah, they did.
and Jason Williams, who's already a analyst there, and all three of them agree with what LeBron's saying.
They
People
did.
don't disagree with the statement. You just don't want it coming from him. That's it. That's the whole issue with the statement because the statement is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
It's not untrue. You just don't like that he said it. And you don't like it because he said it because oh well you went to Miami. Oh, he's 40 years old. He's looking back on his career like damn, I did all that for what? You know what I mean? Like I'm still not appreciated. So what was the point of doing it?
Right.
Who
What
don't
was the point of
appreciate
doing it?
LeBron James? Who doesn't appreciate?
It's a particular motherfucker on the panel right now. What the hell are we talking about?
There's a
You nigga.
difference. There's a difference between understanding and appreciating what someone did and not blowing smoke up their ass. But I understand. Go ahead. I'm gonna
So
let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm not.
I'm
I'm
done.
not. I'm
I'm
not
done.
gonna.
okay.
Drew, you got anything? You got it.
Yeah, I do. I agree with Marcus. I hate ring culture simply from the fact standpoint of all the greats haven't won a ring, right? So it's like I feel like LeBron only gets the flack he gets because of the Jordan comparison. Scottie Pippen has just as many rings as Michael Jordan, right? Scottie Pippen's ranked, I think, 36, 37 all time. There's a
35,
big,
I
there's a
think.
big, there's a big gap between 1 and 35. So it's like it's only because it's LeBron James. I hate the Miami talk. That wasn't the first super team they tried to build. Was it Ray Allen never comes up. Paul Pierce never comes up. That was the first super team to me. They don't talk about them. It's always the Miami boys. It's LeBron
Mhm.
went to Miami and didn't win his first year. Maybe they were overconfident, but again, they weren't the first ones to do it. I think we, the fans, put so much emphasis on winning a ring that players feel like they have to do that before they retire. Like you have so many older players now who are looking for championship rosters so they can get that ring before they retire. Westbrook, Hall of Famer, first ballot, right?
Mm-hmm.
He keeps bouncing around looking for that championship team. only because he does. In my opinion, he doesn't feel like he's cemented until he wins a championship. He may never get one
And that's
until
the
a
media.
first ballot Hall of Famer.
And that's
But
the media's fault. You say. I'm just asking.
second,
You saying that's the media's fault?
no, media. I feel like it's fans.
I'm just asking. I'm not. I'm not. I'm
No,
not.
I
I'm
feel like
not.
it's a combination of the media and casual fans.
I
Okay.
agree.
It,
I
Okay.
it's
agree.
media and casual fans because they feel like, hey, if you're so great, go win one. Charles Barkley, right? One of the greatest big men ever. Didn't get a ring. Allen Iverson. You want to know why? They went up against Michael Jordan. Went up against the Lakers. Sometimes it's just the area you play in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help that. So I
Agreed.
hate. Okay, I'm gonna say this and I'll land here.
Okay.
The Patriots' best season.
I knew it.
The Patriots' best season, right? What they
Mm-hmm.
do?
They didn't
Nothing.
win the championship. Well,
Nobody
they
talked
went to the
about
Super.
that.
They went to the Super Bowl.
No, they went, but nobody talked. That perfected season came up maybe the first 2 3 years after it happened. That
Mm-hmm.
shit never comes up again. You want to know why? Because they
Right.
didn't win the championship after going undefeated.
The
Can I ask
People
you
Warriors.
a question?
only
The
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Warriors.
I'm gonna let you land. No, no, go ahead, land. Go ahead, land.
No, that was it. People only care about rings.
All right. So, ironically, surprising to everyone on the panel, I don't disagree with anything Drew said, and I don't actually disagree with most of what Marcus said. Now, there was a bit of in there that we started getting a little irrational, and so I'm gonna have to. But anyway, so you're right. I think we focus on rings too much. I think in basketball more so than football. However, it's a little bit more poignant just based on the impact of a single individual. I'll just put that
Right.
out there. I do. I actually do. This is started by saying I think we focus on rings too much. Number two, let's just go ahead and I'll talk about the debate because this is not even about the GOAT conversation to me. To me, I'm not saying he. Listen, you never know what a man's thinking, so I'm not going to say he's not. But I'm just not even going to bring it to the GOAT conversation, just like Ryan Clark. I think Jordan had the '90s. I think Kobe had the 2000s. I think Bron had the 2010. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway, here's what I'm gonna call bullshit on LeBron. And I already know you're gonna disagree, but I think LeBron is a very intelligent person. Okay, and when I say that, I think he understands things a lot more than he tries to depict. And I think in this scenario, in my personal opinion, I think he's playing dumb. Emphasis on the word playing. I don't think he's dumb or it's not a. This is not an indictment on. I think he's a very smart individual. I think he's playing dumb because I think it's disingenuous to sit here and say is you don't understand your or whatever the specific words he said was. But I think it's disingenuous to sit here and act like you don't understand why ring culture is such a big thing. I don't understand. Nobody has ever. Nobody. Well, let me not say that of relevance, people who speak sports relevantly, people who speak sports with an intelligence, people who speak sports who have an understanding of the
Mhm.
game. Nobody has ever sat here and said Allen Iverson is less than. We understand what Allen Iverson was working against, right? Nobody ever says. Now, let's go. Let's start there because he brought up Allen Iverson. Now let's go to football. He talked about Dan Marino. We are not going to say he's one of the greatest. No, we not. We nobody ever says that Dan Marino is not one of the greatest of all time. But you know what we don't ever do? Let's just be 100. You know he's never in GOAT conversations. Never, not one time. He's never in those conversations. Why do you think that's the case? Boom. Number two, right? The Peyton Manning, Tom Brady situation. That was bullshit. And I'm gonna tell you why it was bullshit. As much as he understands and knows football and has claimed to be pay attention to football, I'm going to give you to me, you have to when Peyton Manning and Tom Brady were out, guess what was the knock on Tom Peyton Manning? Brilliant. Just can't win the big ones in the playoffs until he started, right?
All right.
What was the whole thing about Tom Brady? Right? He's a winner. At no point in time has anybody who knows football, paid attention to football, Marcus, tell me if I'm wrong, has ever said they think Tom Brady is a better actual quarterback than Peyton Manning. Am I right or am I wrong?
For people who know the game, but a lot of casual fans will tell you that Tom
Cool.
Brady's better.
But Right.
The
I'm
majority of the public
assuming,
is made up by casual fans, though.
and I give you that, but I'm assuming I'm giving LeBron James more credit than being a casual fan. The way he presents himself, he's a
Oh,
sports fan.
absolutely,
Cool. That's all I'm
absolutely.
saying. So that's what I'm saying. Now let's talk about Joe Montana. How do we talk about Joe Montana? Joe Montana wasn't the greatest quarterback, but you know what he was? They called him same thing they called Tom Brady, a winner. A winner. Why did they call him a winner? 4 Super Bowls. Why?
Because his
Right?
team was good.
Huh? No, I'm not. This is not an individual praise. My point being is we're not going to sit here and act like we haven't understood that ring culture is what we call a separator. So yeah, you can pick an argument for casual fans who say stupid things all the time, and you can put your input on that, and you can make them look stupid because they don't know what they're talking about. Cool. But what you can also do is own the fact that we know you know what you're talking about. We know you know sports, my G, and understanding that yes, ring culture is absolutely overhyped. I think it is overhyped. You win a ring, depending certain scenarios. But anyway, the point I'm making is don't see here. I don't like people playing dumb. It bothers me. I don't like it because you do understand. Now, if you wanted to have an argument that, hey, this is what's going on, but it shouldn't, then that's a different conversation. But when he sits there and acts like he doesn't understand something that is truly, to me, I don't believe. To me, that's what bothered me about the comment. It has nothing to do with what he said about ring culture. Now, I'll land here. I'll land here. Let's not act like LeBron. You ain't been chasing rings your whole career, dog.
I don't.
We,
He never said he didn't, though.
but that's my point, dog. Like,
I think what you missing on
okay,
this whole situation
I'm
is
listening.
that he brings validation to the argument because he's not one of those guys who didn't win. He's got 4 of them, and
Okay,
he's saying it. So why doesn't nobody look at that and be like, "Damn, this a
because
guy who actually."
that's not what he said, Marcus. He sat there and act like he didn't. There's a way to present the conversation you having that I'm all cool with. To me,
Can
he
I say something real
played
quick?
scenarios in which he. That's just go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead. That's you.
So I'm taking back off. Since LeBron entered the league, right? Has he been the best player in basketball? One or either the first or second best player in
Yes,
basketball,
yeah, he's been
right?
top.
Okay,
Yeah,
top two player in basketball since the day he started playing basketball, right?
yeah, but
So,
okay. I get the point.
no, okay,
I'm not arguing. We're arguing timeline. I get the point. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm
okay,
listening.
okay. So I think when he says he doesn't understand it, I think he truly doesn't understand it. And I'll phrase it like this, right? If I'm LeBron James, I have all these accolades, right? I've been killing basketball since I entered the league. I'm going to finals after finals after finals. I'm winning the East with Drew, Marcus, and Hef playing around me.
That happened one
I'm
time.
going to, huh?
That happened one time, a long time. Like
Either way.
he's,
But
he's had good
I,
teams now.
no,
Let's
no,
not
I'm not saying he's never had a good team. I'm saying since the day he started playing basketball, he has
great.
been a top two player. So
Okay.
to be a top two player for 20 years and still be winning championships in your late 30s, he does not get the credit he deserves. I think that's what he doesn't understand. Because the argument is always but the argument is all because it's always a ring. People never talk about his greatness. It's always what he didn't do.
I don't.
That's
I
not
don't
true.
think it
Hold on.
was. I don't think it was centered around him.
That's not
Tracy
true.
Well,
McGrady.
but
Tracy McGrady said it on the ESPN thing. Y'all killed me for never getting out the first round. And
That's a
Stephen A.
personal
sat up,
experience.
but Stephen A. sat up there and told a bold face lie. We didn't kill you. We knew Grant Hill. That's bullshit.
No,
Y'all
they killed him.
smoked him.
They
I
killed him.
watched it.
That's
I
a different
watched it.
scenario. But
This is
yeah,
what LeBron is talking. He's not talking about him. His shit
but
is
he
cemented
but
regardless.
even if he was, I think the flack that he
I
get to
think
me is unwarranted.
I get
There
what
are
you're saying.
analysts right now. Tell me if I'm lying. There are people right now who don't have LeBron in their top five.
Can I? Are we talking
Shit.
about people? Are we talking about people that we actually value? Like we got to be
I'm
honest
talking
about
about
who.
analysts on ESPN right
Charles
now who will say
Barkley.
LeBron's
Charles
not in their top,
Barkley does not have LeBron
who
James
will
in
say
the
he's
top
not in
five.
their top five.
Is it
So
because of
again,
championships? Is it because of championships? That's all.
it
And
don't
I
I'm
don't.
every
only.
I don't
conversation,
care what
I
it's
every
don't
about.
know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it's
Every
about, but he don't have
conversation
him in the top
starts
five.
with rings, and then they go to other things. But every conversation starts with rings.
Well, who you have in
But
the top five is a
I
subjective.
get it, but
Yeah.
well, it's all subjective.
It's subjective.
But again, some things are just stats. They will go through his stats. LeBron James is the only player who would drop 45 points and his team lose by 2. He didn't take the last shot. My point to that is this. I feel like he's tired of the flack. And it may not be directly towards him, Marcus. I can agree to that. But I'm saying as a culture, he's including himself into it.
Oh, I agree.
Why is
I
it
agree with that. I
why
agree with that,
why
bro.
is it a situation where I'm only great the years that I won everything?
I think
I
that's
don't
not what was being said. Though.
Oh,
I
hold on.
don't
You keep saying that, so I want you to repeat it to me because I want to know if you actually watched that 5 minute
because
segment.
I
Because
no,
I never heard him say championships don't matter. I never
but
heard
I
him
never
say
said that,
ring
Marcus. What did
chasing
I
is
say? What did
stupid.
I say? What did I
None
say?
of that.
No, let's don't argue with me about something I didn't say. What did I say? I said I understand the actual premise of ring culture being too much. I said that from the
mm,
jump.
But then you said,
What I
hold on,
said, I'm gonna tell you what I said. I know what I
hold
said, so
on,
I'm gonna tell
Twan.
you.
No, I'll repeat it back, bro. I was talking.
Go
Give
ahead.
me a second. I
Go
was
ahead.
just talking.
You got it.
What I'm saying is, you said the whole thing about him and the Dan Marino, like he playing in our face, like he dumb. Let me ask you something. Is Dan Marino a better quarterback than Tom Brady, bro?
Yes.
Then what the hell are we arguing about? That's all he's
I
saying.
was clear about what I was arguing about, Marcus.
That's
I
all
was
he's
very clear.
saying.
So if you're gonna
but I
choose to
think
pick, if you're gonna choose to just be not listen and just pick something, I was very clear about what I
but
said.
I think
What
what
I was
Marcus is
saying,
saying, and not to cut you to I think what Marcus is saying, your argument is based on how you perceive what he was saying. Like to your point, it's all
because y'all, it's
perception.
the same thing y'all
No,
doing.
no, I get it, but we're arguing perception, right? My perception of it obviously different from yours. I don't think he's saying what you're saying. I don't think he's playing
Okay,
dumb.
that's cool.
I really believe he's saying he does not get ring culture because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not playing. He's in the game. So you're saying he's intentionally saying this shit to, from what I'm getting, what you're saying,
He's
to,
exasperating an opinion because I'm not even gonna go that route because I already know it's gonna be an argument. So I'm not even gonna say he's doing it intentionally for whatever the case may be. I'm saying I
I
think
feel you
he's
fuck LeBron.
exasperating an
I feel you.
opinion.
I feel you fuck.
I actually don't have it, but I've been very clear on my stance. I think LeBron James is one of the top, somewhere in the top 2, 3 players of all time. We can have an argument, but I'm not disrespecting this man's talent. What I am going to say is I'm actually giving him credit for being more intelligent with basketball because here's my issue. Again, as I'm to be very clear about what I said, I also think ring culture is overstated. But what I also think is you can't, one, in one part of your career, contribute to and intentionally participate in ring culture,
Mhm.
but then sit here and act like you don't understand ring culture. Dog, there's a segment of sports in which rings mean more than others. Some of us look at sports, I'm offending me land. Some of us look at sports and we say, okay, cool, this man is great.
Mhm.
We can look at the nuance and say, hey, I understand he hasn't won a ring, but this is the last thing I'll say about it. But I can understand he is great. But there is, in fact, a segment of culture in which rings is a separator when it comes to greatness. We're not separating rings. You made mention earlier to when you said the player you had to have more rings, and I can't even remember who you was talking about, but it was a player that wasn't necessarily uh, a key player. Steve Kerr, I think you mentioned. Whatever the case may be.
Oh,
The
yeah.
point I'm
Okay.
making is Robert Ory got more rings than a whole lot of people. Nobody says
He
Robert Ory.
does.
What we're not going to do is sit here and
Never.
act like it's just rings. No. For me, I'll just use
Mhm.
me as an example. That's a differentiate. I can't say the word, but it's a
Yeah,
separator.
you're gonna fuck that up bad.
That's bad. But my
Differentiating.
point being, it's a separator. And to sit here and act like to me, it just felt disingenuous. You can disagree with someone with something, but to sit here and act like you don't understand the premise and having come on, man, let's just not do that.
I,
Let's not
I
do
have
that.
I have a 50-second close.
You got it. I'm good.
So participating in it to me doesn't necessarily mean you understand it. So to me, the knock on LeBron before winning a championship was he's great, but he hasn't won a championship. So that became his focal point, right? That's the big three. That's the Miami thing. Maybe at the time he didn't understand why he was doing it. He just knew he was being knocked for not doing it. Did that could that be a thing?
Sure.
Nigga, I hate you. So again,
I don't.
I'm
I'm
just
giving you
saying.
credit. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
but I'm just saying. It's like if you have all these accolades, right? You go into final after final after final. People keep saying, but the only knock you ever hear, you hadn't won anything yet.
Mhm.
But you've been winning if you haven't. But the knock is you haven't won anything yet. So that becomes your new focal point. You don't necessarily know why that's the focal point. You just know that's everybody's focal point. That's how you're being lamented.
I don't know
So it's
why.
like, huh?
You cannot agree. I'm fine with him not agreeing. You don't know why or you don't agree
I can't
because
answer that for
there's
you.
a
I can't answer
difference.
that for LeBron. I can't. I don't know.
Because here's what I say, and just to give some clarity, so it ain't sound I'm some LeBron hater. No, I give LeBron James more credit for the amount of championships that he's been to than I give Jordan full credit for the amount of championships he's won. So just to give that focal point, I'm not one of those people that says 6 and you're done. That's not even my argument on a LeBron James versus anybody else. Y'all know that because I got Kobe higher, so clearly championships can't be a situation. But all I'm saying, I hear where y'all coming from. I hear what y'all saying. I'm not even saying it's not validity in the stuff that y'all saying. What I am saying, however, is I just personally, and maybe I'm wrong, and I'm
Mm,
okay with being wrong. It came off as disingenuous to me. That's
I
just me.
got you. I'm on your side, brother. So before we close, write this shit down. So you had KD for 40, 10 times, 10
10 times.
times.
10
Next
times.
speak.
Your feet.
I get that. All right, that's cool. Now I'll make sure I didn't. I want to lie on you. So it was 10. It was
Listen,
10 times,
10,
right?
10 40s.
Okay. Okay. No, I got you. I got you. Sorry for
More.
that.
It's
No,
more
I
than
said
10,
10.
right?
I didn't say more. I
Oh,
said 10.
okay. So it's a flat 10.
See, that's
Flat
why I
10.
asked. See,
Okay.
that's why I asked like that. I wanted to
I,
be sure.
For betting
I ain't gonna lie on you,
purposes,
brother.
yeah, it's
I
more
said
and
10.
less. Yeah, okay. All right, say
Mm.
So
less.
let's just say more or less, more than 9.
No,
Okay.
Nick.
That's
No,
Let's say
nigga.
fair.
You said
more than 9.
okay. Well,
That's
make
fair.
sure. Write that shit down. Okay.
I probably should have said 30, but I was making a point, and so I'm fucking. I'm gonna go with it.
Oh,
Goddamn
you
it.
probably should have. But
It's okay. I'm gonna stand on it.
I know.
Anyway,
I'm on your side.
Drew, if you
let's get
lose,
off.
I'll pay it. I'll pay
Say
it.
what? If
I
I
said Drew.
lose,
If
if
Drew if
Drew,
Drew loses, I'll pay it.
well, y'all BFFs now. Ain't anybody gives a fuck.
No, no, that's
Anyway,
I mean
nobody
That's
that was
cool.
just that's just
I'm
easy
telling
money.
you.
It's just
Marcus,
easy money right there. That's
when I
easy
make it, and
money.
again, he sent an invite, and I'm not on the box. I'm gonna text you first. Just
I'm
know
not.
we up.
Let me tell you something.
We up.
Oh
I'm
shit.
not. I'm not concerned about that.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, listen. I'm about to get off. I'm not about to argue with y'all no more. The game gonna come on in a little bit, and I got some wings I gotta make. I told my wife I was gonna make them, and I got an hour and a half to the game start.
Oh, you
And
got
so,
plenty of time, brother. You got plenty of time.
Hey,
but
remember this?
I slow cook my wings, Marcus. You go next cookout, you gonna see. I'm something of a connoisseur.
You
So
know
I
what?
need you to
Let me tell you something.
understand.
I can't wait to come to one of these fucking cookouts because y'all
Oh,
swear up and down y'all are the people on Hell's Kitchen. And if I come and
Hey,
that
brother.
shit ain't slapping,
bro,
I'm gonna get on this show and roast y'all ass.
it's
I'm
just
just
like
telling you,
listen,
it better be good, bro. I'm not doubting, but it better
Hey,
be good, dog.
Marcus.
I ain't gonna hold you.
You know me, Marcus. You know me.
It
When I
better be good, Twan.
when I speak on it, when I
I will.
speak on it, I speak on it. Drew,
It
talk to
I
better
him.
be
will.
good.
I will give him this credit.
Talk
I
to
was
him, Drew.
late for my own cookout because I had a prior engagement.
Who jumped on the grill?
You
I
sound
had a
like a prior
conflicting.
engagement.
I had a conflicting engagement. I had to go out of town. I was late coming back.
That sounds better. That sounds better.
So I did. I know. So
You did.
Twan manned the grill for me till I got back. Nigga,
You
done
Mm.
got
win.
this.
I can't hold you. Done win. Amen.
I just
Amen.
share what I love with my friends. That's all I want to do. Share what I love with my friends. That's it.
Uh,
You know,
just for Harold, for your cookout, just an FYI, I bought apparently way too many drinks. So I'm gonna bring those.
just
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll close out on this, and I'm gonna revert. I'm not even going. Everybody, first thought. You got a 10-second thought, and we're gonna close on this.
gotcha.
Rockets are pursuing or interested in eyeing a KD extension. So this is not apparently a short-term situation for them. I drew quickly. 10
hmm
seconds.
I don't think he's gonna extend with them. I don't think. I think it's a great idea, obviously, because you spending this money on him. This has to be more than a 1 year plan. If you can get
All
him
right,
to extend, that's great.
10 seconds. Harold, what you got?
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Shout out to Raider Nation, Virginia
What?
Beach.
This nigga.
They got Myrtle Beach weekend, August 15th, Raider weekend. That's my 10 seconds.
Can I
I
just say
would
I could have had 20 seconds? Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
no. You
I
can't.
listen. I'm before I start my 10 seconds. I just want to announce I am an honorary Raider fan when it comes to these conventions. I am allowed to attend. They
What are
show me.
we
They show
doing
me.
here?
They show
What
me
kind of
love.
show is this? Oh my god. We've lost. I'm done. We've lost all integrity.
So I could have 30
I'm not
seconds. You cool
doing this.
though. Don't worry
Oh,
about
you
it.
know
No,
what,
my
guys?
ten.
I could have had 70
No,
seconds.
no,
My
you're
ten
done.
seconds.
You're
It
done.
sounds like me and Drew are right. If this is a 2-year plan, as far as Houston is concerned.
I'm fuck Houston. Marcus, no. I'm not doing it. I'm not. You know, we're done. We'll discuss this later. You can't just drop something like that at the end of the show. You know I'm gonna have an opinion.
No, it's just a golf thing,
Hey,
brother.
you
It's
got
just a
10
golf
seconds.
thing.
You got 10
You got 10
seconds for your
seconds.
opinion.
You got 10
My,
seconds.
my 10 seconds is, Lord, I don't even know what's coming with this show. Anyway, y'all be out. Y'all be blessed.
Hey, Quan,
Game
you love him?
7 tonight. Y'all pay attention. We gonna have something. We out. Peace. I don't
Tell the fans